Just like me, I was a 9-to-5 worker before. And then I had to change to further my education and build my own brand. It wasn't easy. I wasn't ready. I didn't ask for it. But when the storm came, I lost my job. I didn't go to school immediately. Everything shattered. There was nothing to hold on to. That was the storm. It was destroying what isn't solid. It was taking away what shouldn't be there, so that it will reveal what is. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite dimmailoka, and on this channel I help girls start wherever they are with whatever they have and to be wherever they want to be. So if you're scared, if you're starting from scratch, if you don't have nothing, well, you are not alone, and this channel will equip you with all you need in order to get to the next level. So if these are the things that you're interested in, please stick with me and let's do this. So today we are going to be talking about change, a word that is not new to us, but sometimes we find it difficult to recognize the fact that we have to change. Sometimes we find it difficult to accept that this will take place in our lives, whether we like it or not, whether we are ready or not. Just like Chinua Achebe said, changes are rarely called for or justified, but we keep making them. We keep making changes. Whether we like it or not, whether we feel ready or not, you have to accept the fact that you must change. They say that the only constant thing in life is change. So there, we must change. That is the bitter truth. We are human beings. We learn every day. Consciously and unconsciously, we learn. So we must change. So today, if you're afraid to make a change, if you're feeling lost in life, well, just know that you're not alone. I've been there and I will still be there, because change is something that will happen to you whether you feel ready or not. You just have to, right? So, but with this video, you are going to learn that this is normal, and it can equip you with all the things you need to know when this transformation is happening in your life, and also how to turn this process into your weapon, how to use this time to make the best decision you can ever look back to and say, oh my God, I thank God I went through that. Okay, so join me and let's do this. The first thing I want to talk about is you have to get comfortable in your own skin and realize that you will meet different versions of you. If that's something that was difficult for me to understand or to learn, is that I will meet different versions of me. That's why I hate it when people say, oh, I'm this type of person. Oh, I'm an introvert. Oh, I don't like this. Sometimes when people use that word, I'm a little bit skeptical. I look at them, I'm like, no. Don't use that word on yourself, because you are going to meet different versions of you. Yes. For me, let me just use like a normal example. For me, growing up, I love to take my bath with cold water. I'm not the type of person to catch cold easily. When I was growing up, all my siblings, they had pneumonia. As a child, I was the only person that did not have pneumonia. So I love, like, when the weather is so cold, I'm like wearing a singlet, I'm sitting outside the house, and then my siblings are going to be like, can't you feel the weather? And I'm like, no. But can you believe that today, I'm the person that with just the lightest cold, I'm shivering? That is change. That is change. I did not know when this happened, but I just found myself like this. Right now, I bathe with hot water, which is very, very unlike me when I was growing up. So you have to get comfortable with the fact that you meet different versions of you, whether you like it or not. There are so many different versions of me that I've encountered. I've been the person who cares so much about what people will say about me, how they feel about me, how they look at me, how they see me, and all this stuff. Right now, I'm not that person that cares about that anymore. That is change. That is a different version of me. I've been this person who is filled with lack mindset, who doesn't even dream big, who doesn't think that she can get onto the other side. Right now, I'm not that person anymore. So I've met a different version of me. So you have to get comfortable with that. You have to learn that, yes, you will change. Whether you like it or not, whether you are aware of it or not, you just find yourself changing. Just like the hot water and cold water example that I gave about me. I don't know when this happened, but I just found myself like that. I just found out that my body changed. And there's nothing I can do about that. The only thing I can do is to get comfortable with it. The only thing I can do is to know that this is the way I am right now. And that is all that matters. So you just have to know that you will meet different versions of you. And just know that you have to be comfortable with it. You have to adapt to it. You have to learn about it. You have to stick with it. And if you are wise enough, you can turn that into your superpower. You can use that for your own development. Another thing is this: you learn through the trial and error. You learn in the change. Because like I said initially, change is rarely called for or justified, but you keep making them. That is when you learn. When you have to change from this to this, that is when you learn. It's not sweet. It's not the best experience. Some of them are not the best experience for you. But you just have to realize that you have to change. Just like Jeff Moore said, a storm has two purposes: to destroy what isn't solid and reveal what is. So if you are going through that time that you have to make a shift, you know you have to change, you know something is changing, but you don't even know what is, it's okay. That period is to reveal what is solid. That period is to channel you to the right path. That period is to show you what path you have to choose. Just like me, I was a 9-to-5 worker before. And then I had to change to further my education and build my own brand. It wasn't easy. I wasn't ready. I didn't ask for it. But when the storm came, I lost my job. I didn't go to school immediately. Everything shattered. There was nothing to hold on to. That was the storm. It was destroying what isn't solid. It was taking away what shouldn't be there, so that it will reveal what is. When it revealed itself, I had to go to school. I had to do this. And it was the best experience of my life. I look back to that day. If you guys watch through my videos, you always hear me tell this story like over and over again. That was my own storm. So when this is happening in your life, when you're at a time of you're feeling so much, things don't work out, you don't know what to do, like that moment, hold on to it, because that moment is trying to reveal what is solid. That moment is trying to direct you to the right path. If I kept on working that job, I might probably not further my education now. I might not start this, because it was a 9-to-5, even more than a 9-to-5, because it starts by 7 and ends by 6. So it's even more than a 9-to-5. I come home every day exhausted. I just have only one day in a week just to myself. Just one day in a week. And I went to this work like every day of the year, except for one day in a week. There was no leave, nothing. They used to give leave, but they don't like us to go for the leave. So they would rather pay for the leave and let you work. So you can see that my own storm destroyed what isn't solid and revealed what is. So this is the period for you to let go of what isn't and to accept what is, okay? So stop hating this moment. That time you are in between, you know you have to, something has to change, but you don't know exactly what is. You don't even know where you are. Like, you look forward, you look backward, you don't even know the step to take. If you're in that moment, just calm down and go through it, because that is your own storm happening, and it's about to reveal what is solid. Every version of you you've ever admired, every version of you you want to experience, lives at the other side of this current version of you. And what will take you there is change. So go through this, okay? You can't pray for transformation and resist the process of bringing it to life. You know, when I was there, when I lost everything, like I hated myself. I hated that period. But as I was going through it, I found out that I should stop resisting this and let it take place. I found out that at last, this actually overpowered me. This has won. This has come to stay. There's no job. There's no education at the moment. There's no money. There's nothing to look forward to. This has come to stay. So I had better stop resisting it and find that was the best thing I can do with this period. God directed me in every step I had to take. That was when I discovered YouTube. That was when I learned so much about myself. And most especially, which is the best thing that has ever happened to me, was that was the period I learned about God. Like, nothing can measure up to that. No job, no career can measure to me knowing God. Nothing I ever wanted at that time supersedes me knowing God. And that happened when everything crashed. My transformation happened that time, and even up to this day, I never regretted that. Because the most beautiful thing that can happen to me in this life happened at that moment, which is knowing about God. So stop resisting this process, okay? Stop thinking that you are in the middle of nowhere. Stop feeling that you can't get ahead. To be honest, that was how I felt. I felt there was nothing for me again. I felt that this is the end of it all. I felt that my own chapter is closed. But sis, as far as God keeps waking you up every day, my dear, you're not done. Like, no. Don't say that about you again, okay? Don't say that again. As far as God keeps waking you up, you are not done. So calm down and go through this, okay? Know that this is the process of pruning. You're going, through the process of pruning. Things that should not be there are being removed to reveal what should be. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that marvelous? Isn't that great? I know it doesn't look like it, but it actually is. Another thing I want to talk about here, which is very, very difficult for me to learn, and I had to learn this the hard way, is that the best moments of your life won't look so when they are happening. Yes. Just look at my own situation. That was the best moment of my life. But how did it happen? Me losing my job? Me not going to school? Everything was stripped away from me. Oh my God, I cried. I hated myself. I hated my life. I hated whatever that has to do with me. And every day I locked myself in the room, crying, not knowing what to do. It felt like all hope was lost. But that was actually one of the best moments of my life. But it didn't look so when it was happening. Sis, some of the best moments of your life won't look so when they're happening. Like, I promise you that. I promise you that. Change is not comfortable. Getting to the other side is not comfortable. My rock bottom felt like that was the end. But could you believe that that was the beginning of something more beautiful? That was the beginning of something more worthwhile. That was the beginning of one of the best moments in my life. I took ownership of myself. I started learning. I started reading. I started being my own parent. All the stuff that I've been teaching you guys about, most of them was learned from that period of rock bottom up to this moment. That period changed my life, but it didn't look so when it was happening. Sis, I know that this period doesn't look like it, but trust me, one day you will look back and realize why this moment was possible. There's so much to learn in this moment. That's why I tell people, when you are going through life, when times are hard, when you don't even know the next step to take, ask God, please, what can I learn in this moment? What can I get out of this situation? When times are bad for me, I look at, what can I get out from this? What is God trying to teach me? Oh, this didn't work out. Maybe it's not my time to have it. Then I take a break. Then I take a step backward. Then I plan. Then I re-strategize. I see other things I can do. That was a lesson. Maybe that was trying to strip away from me what shouldn't be in my life. I don't think that bad things will happen to me, to be honest. Like, we don't actually look at the bigger picture. We only look at the beautiful moments. But to get good stuff is not actually beautiful. When you look at all those artists, these actors, those people making millions, billions of dollars, then you look at them and you're like, oh, how are they making this? Let me tell you, their work ethic is so crazy. They work so hard. Go listen to Elon Musk. Go listen to Jeff Bezos, all those guys. When you hear about their work ethic, you're going to run mad. They have to get themselves uncomfortable so that they can get the comfortable things of life. That's just how it works. We always crave, we always want the familiar, we always want to be comfortable. Where the true strength lies, all the power lies, all the good stuff lies, is at the other side of being comfortable. Just know that some of the best moments of your life won't look so when they are happening. Just like Imam Gadzi says, which is right now one of my favorite quote is, for one public success, there's 100 private victories. So go through this moment. This is also one of your private victories. Like me, I call that time of rock bottom one of my private victories because nobody knew about it. I was just the one going through it, hating it, detesting it, feeling all the emotions. And then someday light starts creeping in. I started getting happy. I started learning about God. I started being hopeful. I started dreaming big. That was a private win for me. Nobody was there with me through this moment. How to go through it myself. So sis, just go through this moment of change, this moment of standing in between, this moment of feeling lost, this moment of feeling like, oh my God, there's nothing more. There's so much more. As far as you are alive, there is so much more. Anything is possible. Like I always say, I look forward to every day as the win day. Any day can be the win day. You can win any day. So why give up now? Why feel bad now? Haven't you heard about the law of compounding? Which is, all the work we are putting in today will sum up to the success you have tomorrow. When we think we are at the end of something, oftentimes we are at the beginning of something else. Yes. When I lost my job, I thought that was the end. But that was the beginning of something else. That was the beginning of something more beautiful. That was the beginning of something more worthwhile. That was the beginning of something more fabulous. More succulent, more, I don't know how to use it. I don't know which word I will use to justify this. So when something is ending, don't think that your life is ending with it. Don't think that your story is ending with it. Just know that that was a version. That was a chapter in your whole story that is ending. And that is oftentimes the beginning of something else. And that something else is something more beautiful. That something else is something more worthwhile. That something else is something that you really, really need at that moment in life. We are always scared of the unknown. What will happen next? When I lost my job, the only thing that was traumatizing me was, okay, where do I go from here? Because there was no money, there was no education. I just finished high school. Is that the qualification I used to go into the job market? That was not enough. So it's more about what's next. What's next for me? I don't know. I don't know what's next for me. But not knowing what's next for you shouldn't stop you from taking a step. Not knowing what's next for you shouldn't traumatize you. It shouldn't weaken you. It shouldn't make you to feel less of yourself, because once you're at the end of something, trust me, you're at the beginning of something else. When that job ended, it was the beginning of something else. It was the beginning of me discovering myself. It was the beginning of me building my own brand. It was the beginning of me getting into uni. And most especially, it was the beginning of me knowing God on an in-depth level. It was the beginning of me having a relationship with God that to this day it saves me. When I'm at the bottom, I always look up to God. When things go wrong, I'm like, God, you saw this? Daddy, you see what's going on? And you're going to be like, calm down, my daughter. It's going to tell me a few things and stuff like that before you know it. I'm also okay at the moment. And after he tells me this, I'm fine. Like, I'm literally okay. And then I'm looking forward to what's next to do. So sis, this is not the end, okay? This is the beginning of something more beautiful. So I want you to clean your tears, even if it doesn't feel like it, and know that one day, all the things will be all over. My rock bottom lasted for maybe close to a year or even more than that. Yeah, it was at least more than a year, I think. It was more than a year. I was down there some months, locked up in my room. Then the other months, I start coming out of my shell. I start watching TV, which was where I discovered about YouTube. And then I start working on myself and stuff and stuff and stuff. Then 2024, which is like the upper year, because this happened in 2022 around November. That was when the rock bottom happened. So 2023, I started my YouTube channel. 2024, I got into uni. That was the beginning of something more worthwhile. That was the beginning of something more beautiful. Like, you can see the smile on my face. But trust me, I wasn't smiling those hard at the time. I wasn't. I wasn't. But this is just to show you that there is hope. Once there is life, there is hope. The worst thing you can ever lose in life is hope. Don't you ever lose hope on yourself. A lot of things might go wrong. 1 billion things might go wrong, but never you lose hope in yourself. Never you lose hope in God, which is the most important thing. I think I'm still hanging on up to this day because I never lost hope in God. I'm hanging on up to this day because I still trust God. So just go lay it down to Him and know that this was the end of a chapter, and a new chapter, a more interesting chapter, is about to begin. So let's get started. Our problem is that we always choose a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven. We human beings, we are wired to be safe, wired to play it safe, wired to, oh, I don't want to get hurt, wired to be at the place we only know about. But what if you cross the line? When my change happened, that was me crossing the line of what was familiar. I wasn't familiar with staying at home without a job, without education. Like, I haven't been familiar with this all my life. When that happened to me, that was an unfamiliar heaven. Staying at home, watching TV and thinking, like, I'm thinking some days for 24 hours straight, I was thinking, I'm not doing anything. I'm just straight up thinking. That was an unfamiliar heaven for me. Sis, I want to tell you something. God won't let what you lost be the best you ever had. No. God won't let that happen. So whatever you lost can't be the best you will ever have. The job, the partner, the house, whatever it is, sis, God will never let that be the best you ever had, okay? Like, I'm trusting on God for this. I'm holding on to this. I've lost people in my life that, oh my God, I thought that was the best person for me. But trust me, God replaced that person with someone who is better. God replaced that person who gives me anxiety with someone who gives me peace. The job, oh my God, I'm getting educated, I'm getting a degree. That's so much better. I started building my own personal brand. That's so much better. God will never allow what you lost be the best you ever had. Okay? So I want you to believe that. I want you to look forward to the future. I want you to trust God. I want you to believe that good things are on the way for you. Like, oh my God, my past can be better than my tomorrow. Oh my God, like, let's just pray over this. That can never happen, okay? So stop cherishing those moments. Stop trying to go back to your Egypt. What I mean by stop trying to go back to your Egypt was that Egypt was where the Israelites were maltreated. Their voices were not heard. They were hated on. A lot of bad stuff happened to them in Egypt. And they cried out to God. They said, oh my God, we want to leave this place. But when God put them out of that place and then they encounter difficulty in their journey, they start thinking of going back to Egypt. They start saying that, oh, Egypt was far better. No, God can never let what you lost be the best you ever had. Egypt was never better for them. So whatever God closes can never be better than the door He will open. It will just take time, just like when it happened to me. I was down there for more than a year, not knowing what to do, scared of coming out. I left social media. I was not talking to anybody. Like, come on, how do I appear to people that I got no job, I got no education, nothing is going on? Like, how can I approach people in this? But God was like, my daughter, what you lost can never be the best you will ever have. And God blessed me with something that is so much better. So stop holding on to this familiar hell. Stop trying to go back to your Egypt. Stop saying, oh, that place was far more better. No, I don't care how good it is. But God has more good stuff. Like, you know what I used to believe? If I can have something as good as this, then tomorrow I can have something that's better than this. I don't care what it is. That has always been my belief. And that is a mindset that has helped me to go through when maybe someone leaves my life or I lost something that's so much dear to me. I always say, if I can have something as good as this, that means I can have something better than this tomorrow. Because the future is always brighter. The future has more experiences in stock for me. Please stop being scared of change. I think you should rather be scared of staying the same. I think you should rather be more scared of staying in that moment, staying down there. That is what you should be more scared of. Change is not comfortable, but you have to take that step. That is what differentiates people who get to the other side and people who don't. Because people who get to the other side are people who are able to withstand the change, withstand the storm, withstand everything that comes with it. Change is uncomfortable because it pulls you out of the familiar. Nothing grows in comfort. The flower that blooms, the sun has to touch it, the rain equally has to touch it so that it can grow and blossom. The trees, the food we eat, they are outside. They will stand the storm. They will stand the rain, the hot scorching sun. Whatever it is, they will withstand all of it so that they can give us food. Then how much more we humans that have this knowledge, that are aware of all of this, how much is expected of us? Sis, give yourself the chance to evolve. Only those who are willing to go far will see how far it can get. Don't be scared of starting over. Don't be scared of doing something new. Don't be scared of taking a step forward. Don't be scared of going out of your comfort. Give your chance to evolve. Like right now, I'm just like leaving myself to experience everything, experiencing, to see what's going to happen. I'm doing things literally I don't even want to do. But I just have to give myself this chance to evolve. I just have to take on every opportunity I can see. Let me even see how far it can get. So give yourself the chance to evolve. Evolving means changing. You have to pass through that. Whether you like it or not. Whether you feel like it or not. When mine happened, I wasn't ready. I was enjoying my job. And I was thinking that once I leave my job this month, the next month I was going to school, which didn't work out. I passed. I got the admission, but like God just did his thing. Because what happened, I can't even explain it. Like up to this day, I can't even explain that. But it just happened. And I have to deal with that. But I didn't stop there. I didn't rest. I didn't say, okay, since I failed in everything, no job, no school, no money, nothing to hold on to, well, let me just relax there. No. I was willing to go for, let me even see how far it can get. I was willing to evolve. I was willing to give chance to new experiences. Don't be scared of starting over. Like, we human beings are so lucky to have so much growth ahead of us. Like, there's so much growth. Sometimes I just sit and wonder, I'm like, wow. God, you better show me what it is you're doing, because, oh my God. Like, are we not powerful as humans? You know, my boyfriend, when he has to go through tough times, he always say that he did not know that he could cross this. Like, he did not know that he could stretch so much. How great is it to know that we don't even know how much we can stretch? How great is it to know that we can handle everything that comes our way? Just give it time. Climbing the ladder of change is so beautiful because we don't even know we can stretch so much. I didn't even know that I could come out of that situation. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know. I could come out triumphantly, you know, with a crown on my head, with so much pride from that situation that I thought was my end. From losing everything to being where I've always wanted to be. Education has always been my thing. Books are always my thing. Doing this, being in front of the camera, playing the lead character. Oh my God. That's me. That's me. I can't change it. Yeah, that's me, to be honest. But I didn't know that I could stretch so much. Even up to this day. How I'm doing what I'm doing, I don't even know. But I guess I'm just doing it. Finally, I want to say that you just have to know that you have to go through life with faith. Yes, faith. If someone asks me what's one thing you got that's keeping you in this journey, that's making you to still wake up every morning and still put your best foot forward, I'll say it's faith. Faith, baby, like faith. Faith, because I believe so much that any day can be the wind day. I believe so much that I could get up one day and all those beautiful things I hear. I believe that so much, and I'm trusting God with it. All I'm doing right now is just to see all that I can learn so that I can be able to handle all these blessings when they come, because they deserve a lot of strength. They deserve a lot of strength. So sis, just keep going. I know times are hard for you. I know that you are crying like, don't even know what next to do. I don't even know when might happen. But I just keep on looking forward to God. The first thing I did was just to calm myself down, which I wouldn't say I did that because everything that happened in that moment was all God. So I'm just telling you what God did and how He did what He did with me. So first thing was that I started searching for Him, which was the one that also led me to start searching for Him. Then I had to calm myself down. And I just had to just exist. That was the steps that I took, which was inspired by God. Yours might be a little bit different, I don't know, but the first thing I did was just know about God. I started talking to Him. Then I had to calm down first. All this anxiety, all this fear. What will people say? What am I going to do? All of this. I had to let go of all of that. There were days I just have literally nothing to do and I'm not bothered. I'm just sitting down until the inspiration of YouTube came, which was something I saw on TV, but someday I'm going to tell the real story. And yeah, I want to do that in a better place because someone actually inspired that. And I want to say that to the hearing of that person. So just someday we are going to do that. And the inspiration came and I started working on it. So the rest of the time I was at home, I was working on YouTube, I was figuring things out. No, I moved from being scared, crying all day, to start figuring my life out. So just go through it. That's one thing I would say. Go through it, cry through it. Just lay down and do nothing and just be there. Just whatever it is, just do it. But just know that that's the end of a part in your life. And a new chapter, which is more beautiful, is about to start. So cheers. So we've come to the end of this video. Hope this video was helpful. Hope you learned one or two things in this video. So just tell me in the comment section what it is that is the highlight of this video for you. What is something that you implement? What is something that I said in this video that really spoke to you? I want to hear all that in the comment section, okay? And also, if there's a video you want me to make in this channel, just feel free to say that, show that in the comment section, okay? I'm more than willing to do just that for you. So, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, guys. It helps the channel and it helps me as well. It's your favorite, dimmailoka, and it's been great with you guys. Until next time, don't forget to stay positive and stay chicken. Bye.